Hi yogis, this is an easy to follow practice that will be comprehensive in addressing all areas of the body, which hopefully will help you feel by the end more spacious, energized, and grounded. Allow your hands to rest on the tops of the thighs. Firstly, come into a Vajrasana. So that's hero pose, just like I'm doing here, with the feet and knees together, resting on the shin bones. Then let the hands rest on tops of the thighs. So really feel that these are the tops of the thighs. And then with your hands, the heel of the palms, gently push down into the tops of the thighs. Some of you may be able to straighten the arms completely. Some of you may not. Just focus on creating a gentle pressure through the heel of the palms as though you are grounding the front of the thighs down into the floor. Keep the spine upright. Release the pressing of the hands, and then inhale, stretch the arms up. We're going to exhale, bend our left arm so the hand is in between the shoulder blades or towards the shoulder blades, and then the right hand is on top of the left elbow. Gently press down. So think of the right hand pulling your left elbow towards the midline of your body and also pushing the left elbow down. Do that for one more breath. Release your arms beside you, and then stretch both of them up once again. Only this time bend your right elbow so the hand is in between the shoulder blades and the left hand is on top of the right elbow. Exhale, push down. If you're a little bit tighter in the shoulder, you might notice that the arm is wanting to push your chin towards the throat. Resist and allow the back of your head to root against the forearm. And see if you can keep the throat facing forward. See if you can keep the sides of the neck equal in length. Take one more breath. Now go ahead and release your arms. With your hands resting on the thighs again, roll the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Okay, forward, up, back, and down. Do that one more time. This time, go back with the shoulders, up, forward, and down. Back, up, forward, and down. One more time with the shoulders back, up, forward, and down. Close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and a long breath out. Now open your eyes and set yourselves up in a tabletop pose. Come on to your hands and your knees. So the hands are about shoulders distance apart. Rotate the shoulders so that your hands are turning in a way that the first fingers are parallel towards each other. And then we'll start with an exhalation, rounding towards cat pose. Round the spine, cat. Inhale, curl the chest towards cow. So that means your tailbone is going to lift, the chest is pulling forward through the arms and look in front of you. Exhale, cat. Again, breathe in. See how much you can pull the heart in between the space of the arms. Exhale. Do one more full round. Inhale to the cow. Exhale into cat. Come back to a tabletop pose. And then on the next inhalation, reach your right leg back. So have your right leg roughly in line with the floor. And make sure that the front of your thigh is facing the ground. Okay, do you remember the front of your thigh turn your hips so the front of the thigh is facing the mat as opposed to the right side. And then can you lift the right heel higher, draw in through your belly button, and come up onto your left fingertips. And then as you start to feel steadier, reach the left arm forward. And we'll lower our left hand to the mat, our right knee to the mat, and then round the spine in cat. Exhale. Inhale, cow. And then with your big toes together, child's pose. Exhale. Forehead on the floor, breathe in. Breathe out. Tabletop. So that's again hands and knees. Look at the hands, their shoulders distance. Make sure that your first fingers run parallel towards each other, and then inhale, left leg back. So the leg is straight, and once again, the front of your thigh is facing the floor. If you want, you can even tuck your chin and see if you can glance at the thigh. Okay, is it facing the left or is it facing the floor? Hug in through your belly button and resist gravity by lifting your left leg higher with the front of the thigh still facing the ground, and then come up onto your right finger pads. And as you start feeling yourself become more stable, the right arm reaches in front. Arm towards the front, so arm lengthening forward, left leg lengthening back, both lifting higher. Place your hand down onto the mat, left knee to the floor, and again, we go into a child's pose. Exhale. Tabletop. So in tabletop, the shoulders are directly over the wrists. I would like for you to walk your hands more in front so that now the wrists are in front of the shoulders. Tuck the toes under, inhale. And then as you exhale, begin lifting the knees and pushing the front of the thighs back to downward dog. Okay, remember that the front of your thighs locate where they are, and then begin to send them back. Push them away from the belly. Take 2 more breaths as your hands actively push into the floor. And this may also help with the pushing back of the tops of the thighs. Now look towards your hands as we step our right foot between the hands, but also closer to your right thumb. Come up onto your finger pads and then look forward, inhale. Exhale, stay here as your back knee really straightens. Feel like the back thigh is lifting up. Again, with our attention today on lifting, or with our attention, I should say, at the front of the thigh, lift the front of the thigh higher. Whereas your front leg, bend it and feel like the front of the thigh is moving away from the abdomen, away from the chest. Slowly place your back knee down into the mat. Inhale, lift your chest, and then stretch your arms up into the sky. Take 1 more breath. Place both of your hands down onto the mat. Step into downward dog with your exhalation breath. Inhale towards plank. So in your plank pose, like tabletop, the shoulders are directly over the wrists. The first fingers are still parallel to each other. And then as we hold plank for another moment, can you think of turning the inner biceps to face the front of your mat? Inhale. Exhale, lower your knees, child's pose, push back.
Let the elbows soften, the head rests on the floor, and fully exhale.
Look to the front, tabletop pose. So if you were to set up your true table pose, the wrists would be under the shoulders. Now walk the hands so the wrists are in front of the shoulders. Your arms are more on an angle rather than vertical. Tuck the toes, inhale. Exhale, lift the knees and push back through the thighs. Legs are straight, down dog. Take one more breath in. Look forward, and with that exhale, left foot between the hands. If your foot hasn't quite arrived there, toe, heel, the foot more forward, and look where it is relative to the right, move it more towards the left thumb. Balancing on the tips of the fingers, while the front knee bends, the back knee straightens, and then keep charging the back leg, keep lifting your right thigh up. Begin lowering your right knee gently to the floor, and then once it touches, bring your spine upright. Bring your arms over and above the head. Feel that they're reaching up. Feel that they're moving back. And then let your hands touch down into the floor. Step the left foot to plank. In your plank, the feet are around hips distance. The hands are shoulders distance apart, and the shoulders are above the wrists. Push down through the base of the first fingers. With the exhalation, hug the abdomen. Take one more inhalation. Exhale, we'll go directly to downward dog. Push back through the front of the thighs. Come down onto the knees. Bring your knees together, the feet together, and sit in Virasana, hero pose, that pose we started with. And then with your hands resting again on the front of the thighs, sit tall, close your eyes. Breathe in. Breathe out. Open your eyes and reach your arms up. We'll take our right arm underneath the left arm. So the right elbow slides under the left elbow, and then you see if your hand, the right hand, is able to hold the left wrist. Some of you might be able to place the right fingers into the left palm. If your shoulders are a little bit tighter and unable to execute this action, you can then take your hands rather to the opposite shoulders. Okay, if your hands are on the shoulders, you'll walk the fingers closer towards the spine. And if your hands are to the wrists or touching each other, we're going to squeeze the upper arms more actively. Wherever you are, can we all lift our elbows higher? Now unwrap your arms, reach them out to the sides, and as they reach up over your head, stand up for a moment on the knees. Curl your tailbone down, lift through the arms, draw them back. Exhale, start to sit back down, only this time left arm under the right. You cross the forearms, perhaps the left hand is holding the right wrist, or you're able to crawl those fingertips to the right palm. And remember, the most accessible option is to then hold the opposite shoulders, in which case your right elbow is still the one on top. Let's inhale for length to the spine. Exhale, draw those elbows higher. And then lift your hips, unwrap your arms, inhale, stretch them high into the sky, curl the tailbone down, and allow the front of the thighs to push forward. Exhale, lower your buttocks, place your hands on tops of the thighs. Again, close your eyes. Full breath in. Full breath out. Open your eyes, hands in front of you, downward dog, exhale. Look towards your hands. We'll go right foot next to right thumb. Lower your left knee down onto the floor. Stretch both of your arms up. Breathe in. Take your left hand in between the shoulder blades and your right hand on top of the left elbow. Just like we did at the start of the class, curl your tailbone forward. And with the right hand, draw your elbow to the midline. Press your elbow down. And then feel that the back of the head very lightly pushes against the left forearm as though you're leaning back, but keep pushing the hips forward. Lift the heart higher. Very slowly release both of your hands to the floor and straighten the back leg. Go ahead and twist by reaching your right arm up into the sky. And then right hand to the floor, downward dog. Exhale. Inhale here. Look towards the hands. Exhale, step your left foot next to the left thumb. Right knee meeting your mat, and then with the breath in, you take your heart high, you lift your arms above the head. Bend your right arm so the hand is somewhere at the base of the neck or perhaps in between the shoulder blades, and then the left hand comes on top of the right elbow. Now, especially if your shoulder is tighter, the elbow is somewhat towards the right side, so you use the left hand, pull your elbow to the midline, and then take the elbow down. Making sure there's still some space through the neck. Allow the back of your head to press lightly into the right forearm. And the action will be as though you're leaning back, but keep the tailbone curling forward. Sink into the hips. Lift the front of the ribs. One more breath in. Slowly come forward. Release your hands to the floor. And then lift your right knee up. Twist the left arm up into the sky. Look down, left hand to your mat, downward dog. And lift your heels, shift towards plank, breathe in. Exhale, lightly place the knees onto the floor, and then bend your elbows, lower all the way down onto your mat. Lie down completely. Straighten both of your arms. And here we can have our palms facing the sky. Take another grounding breath. Inhale, lift your thighs, your arms, as well as the chest. The elbows are straight, as are the knees. As long as there's no discomfort in the lower back, hug the inner thighs closer together. Let the palms lift higher. Notice the whole length of the arm rises. And then rotate the shoulders so that instead your palms begin to face the floor. And then the front of the shoulders lift higher. And then feel the muscles on your back body helping to lift the front of the heart. Take one more breath. Come down nice and slowly. And then child's pose. Take one more breath. And walk your hands just in front of the knees. Press into the floor and lift your head to the spine. Okay, shift your feet to either side of you so that you are able to sit with both of your legs forward. Take your hands onto the flesh of your seat. Draw it to the sides, widening the sitting bones. And then bend your right leg. And let's take our heel closer towards the right buttock. And then with your left arm, wrap it around the right knee, your right hand behind your back, and then inhale, consciously draw the spine higher. Exhale, turn your heart towards the right side. Notice if the lower back is wanting to round. It's pretty common here, so resist. Let the buttock bones ground and lift higher. Almost like you're pushing the lower back into the stomach, pressing the shoulder blades into the heart. Last time, exhale, twist. And then turn to face forward. Release the right leg. Bend the left knee. Heel is close to the buttock. And then wrap your right arm around the knee. The left hand is behind your back. Inhale, push into the hand so the heart is high. Exhale, twist. And then get a sense of that front leg. Keep it active, perhaps dorsiflexing the ankle so the toenails curl to the shin and ground the right thigh bone into the floor. We're here for 2 more breaths. Twist a little deeper. And then look over your right shoulder. Release the twist, straighten the left leg. Let's bend the knees and place the soles of our feet together. The hips are open. Your heels can definitely be close to the groins, but if the knees lift up a lot or you feel that it's quite tight, I might suggest you walk the heels more forward. And then breathe in, lift the spine. So really taking the breastbone up, and then as you exhale, stay upright, push the thigh bones down. In this case, when I say thigh bones, press the outer part of the thighs towards the floor. Inhale, lengthen a little bit more, and this time exhale, bend your elbows, reach the chest towards the front of your mat. You could be holding onto the feet. You could be holding onto the ankles. Sometimes it's even nice to feel that the elbows are pressing against the calves or any part of the inner leg to help bring the heart more forward, in addition to lengthening the space of the inner legs and deep into the inner groins. Now release the effort of the arms, the effort of the hips. Take your feet a little bit more forward. And then let's think of creating a diamond shape with our legs in butterfly. We'll turn it now towards butterfly pose. Backs of the hands on the floor in front of the ankles, and then relax the neck. The spine here is definitely rounded for most of us. Feel the weight of the head heavy, the rib cage, the heart heavy. Let's take one more breath in together. Inhale. Exhale slow. Hands back onto the feet. Slowly extend through the chest. Begin to sit upright. And then cross your legs. Okay, allow your hands to rest lightly on the knees, or perhaps it's your forearms or the elbows that rest lightly on the knees, but sit up nice and tall. Let your attention rest on the eyebrow center as you continue breathing steadily. exhale, bow your head down. Honoring your practice in the same way that I honor each and every one of you for following along,